Barcelona has shown champions material. Barcelona has shown the stuff of men of might. Barcelona has shown they are resilient and they never ever give up. Barcelona has shown they are ready to defend the La Liga title they won last season. With a 2-1 victory over Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitano, we have 3 more points and are 7 points clear ahead of Real Madrid. The title is indeed within reach. It was tough, it was difficult, it was fierce, it was even bruising, but we got the job done, and that is what matters. Coming into this game, there were a lot of concerns about how Barcelona would cope, especially when you consider the fact that playing at the Wanda was always going to be a problem like it was when they beat us 4-0 this season. Even though I was concerned, I had this quiet confidence within me because I believed that with what we experienced the last time we came, we would have learned some lessons and would be able to approach this game better, and that is what we did. Credit to Hansi Flick, he did very well. Our attitude was very right from the very beginning of the game, and it was not not by luck that we won, to be honest. The starting 11 was quite surprising for me because when I saw the front line, I saw there was no Robert Lewandowski, neither was there Ferran Torres, and I was like, whoa, Hansi Flick, what are you doing? But then I remembered that earlier in the season, we played against Rebetis, and Dani Olmo played as a false 9, and in that game, he was phenomenal. So I was kind of believing that, oh, okay, looks like he was going to do well, and he actually did. Dani Olmo had an amazing game. He was very good with his link-up play and ability to find pockets of spaces, which is something he really does very well. Hansi Flick made the right decision and it showed in this game. I believe our players stepped onto the pitch with less pressure, especially when you consider the fact that Real Madrid played before us and they lost. They lost to Mallorca away. For me, it was quite shocking. I was thinking that Real Madrid, with the good run of form they have been on, they will be able to find a way to win, but it was quite surprising but welcoming that they lost. The game started with us playing on the front foot, which was a good thing because Atletico, being Atletico, were waiting to play on the counter. But we held possession, we dominated the ball, and we took control of the game. It wasn't as terrible as it was the last time we came, which of course we know the results. So it was really nice that we had control of the game. We tried not to play an open game. It was important for us to keep a good shape and make sure they had little access to the ball, which was something that worked well for us until obviously when they scored. Atletico Madrid's goal by Diego Simeone's son was really good, and all it took was just one ball from Clement Lenglet. Our defense was asleep, and before we knew it, it was in the back of the net. There was really nothing Joan Garcia could do about that goal. Yes, he has saved us so many times, but this time it was different. Giuliano got the ball from Lenglet, looked at the post, looked at the keeper, picked his spot perfectly, and boom, it was in the net. Immediately they scored. I was like, oh, here we go again. But our boys did something which was very important, something which I love so much. They didn't lose their heads. They didn't lose their calmness. They played the way they were playing before Atletico scored their goal. And it wasn't a surprise that we were level just 3 minutes later, courtesy of a goal from Marcus Rashford. There have been some concerns about Marcus Rashford, especially in the last few weeks. I remember when he came in the summer, he started playing well immediately he came. He was playing well, giving goals, giving assists. Raphinha wasn't playing at the time, but when Raphinha recovered, it looked like something happened to his confidence. I don't know, but his output started dwindling, even though he was still doing well, but he wasn't playing with that swagger that we saw at the beginning of the season. With Raphinha out for 5 weeks, it was time for Marcus Rashford to come in and perform, and I'm really happy that he came in and did just that. Beyond the goal, he ran, he pressed, he did what he needed to do. We don't expect him to press as much as Raphinha, but he did what he could do, and that's important. Like I mentioned earlier, Dani Olmo played a very huge part in that goal with a world-class control and an exquisite pass to Marcus Rashford, which of course he buried 1-1. I really love the combination between these two players. It was easy to see that they understood each other and they understood what they needed to do for each other to become better on the pitch. And it wasn't a surprise that they came together to create the goal that made us equalize. And then came the moment that changed everything. Nico Gonzalez was given a red card, forced by Lamine Yamal. For starters, it was a pure red. Nico was the last man, and apart from him, Lamine Yamal would have been through on goal. We all know Atletico Madrid and Diego Simeone, their antics and the fact that they will protest and all, but the truth is it was a red and I'm sure they know it. For some teams, it may be more difficult to play against them when they are one man down, and Atletico Madrid are a prime example. They simply retreated and had pretty much 11 men behind the ball. There was no space to run into, no passing lanes, everywhere was blocked. Premium parking the bus tactics by Diego Simeone once again. And there's this guy, I don't know where he came from, I don't know where Diego Simeone brought him from, but man, this guy was rough. His name is Taufik Seydou. All he did in that game was harass, was kick, was push. He was like a wrestler. I am not a conspiracy theorist, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I wouldn't be surprised if the task Diego Simeone gave him before this game was injure these players before they play us in the UCL. Now, let me talk about Gerard Martin's red card situation on his tackle on Thiago Almada. The truth is, he was lucky. A very, very lucky boy. Other referees would have given it as a red, and I really wouldn't have argued against it, because the truth is, the tackle was bad. The only luck he had was the fact that he had good contact with the ball, and that was why he was given a yellow instead of a red. I think that is fair justice for what we suffered against Atletico Madrid in the first leg of the Copa del Rey, where we scored a legit goal and it was cancelled. At the end of the day, that goal was one of the reasons we were eliminated in the semi-finals. So Atletico fans, players and manager, don't hate on us. It was time for us to get some luck. With their red card, we smelt blood and we went for it, and I'm happy that we got it at the end of the day. Robert Lewandowski scored a very, very lucky goal, courtesy of the hard work from Joao Cancelo. Cancelo's impact on that goal was very, very massive. He noticed the weakness on that side and he attacked, and it was a very good shot. The keeper saved, and unfortunately it touched Lewandowski's shoulder, and boom, it was 2-1, 3 minutes to the end of the game. To be very honest, based on the balance of play, we thoroughly deserve to win this game. I know Atletico Madrid fans will go on and on about the red card they got and the red card we didn't get. But the truth is, that was not the reason they lost. They lost because we were more controlled, we took the game to them, and we made them play the way they didn't want to play. We were better than them, much better than them on the night. Period. Like I said in my last video where I did a preview of this game, I said something. I said a draw wouldn't have been the end of the world. But I'm happy we won, because I actually predicted we were going to win 2-1. And that happened. So right now, we are 7 points clear ahead of Real Madrid on the La Liga table with 8 games to go. One of those games will be against Real Madrid at the Camp Nou. It couldn't have been any better. With this victory, I believe we will go into the game against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League with even more confidence. I hope we find a way to play better than we did today, keep a clean sheet going into the second leg at the Wanda, because it is very, very important. To be very honest, there were a lot of positives in this game. We saw Jules Koundé returning, Gavi playing even more, even though we had an injury to Marc Bernal and potentially Ronald Araujo. Hopefully it's not serious, because we need these players in the next few days. So Barca, 7 points clear at the top of the table. The title is within reach, and we need to do all we can to clinch it as quickly as possible. So let me know your thoughts about the 2-1 victory, and what are your expectations going into the game against Atletico in the Champions League. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on notification, and share with your friends, especially Barca fans. I will see you in the next video. Until then, live well, be safe, and Visca Barca.